Hello everyone. Hi Farhan, Geeta, Sheetal. How are you all people? How are your summer vacations going? Am I audible and visible properly, everyone? Let me check. Is my voice clear to everyone? Yep. Okay. Hi, hello everyone. How are you all doing, bachas? We are going to start our chapter 2 technically. The first was entering the world into secondary science. Voice is not clear. Let me check, Farhan. Just a second. Let me check if the voice is not clear or not. Actually, okay. Let me get that checked. Okay, wait a minute. I'm getting the issue of the voice sorted. Yeah. Just give me 4, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, everyone. That depends on our tech guy. Actually, let me hear it again. Yeah, it is not clear. Just let me. Aye. Wait. Hello. I can't. Wait. But that noise is still there. Hello, is my voice clear now, everyone? Let me just know if the voice is clear now, if my audio is okay. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if the audio is clear now. Cracking sound, still crackling sound is there.
Hello, is my voice clear now?
Now it is clear, Farhan. Farhan Akhtar. Now is the sound okay? Okay, okay. Yes, we have green flag from Farhan. Let's start today's live, and that is, my friend, the chapter we have, the very first, or technically the second chapter, that is our chapter cells. Now, you have seen buildings, right? We know this whole analogy, right? Building is made up of floors is made up of rooms is of walls is of a brick, and then brick is made up of so much other substance that we need not to dive into, right? Similarly, our body is just a building. It looks like a building as well, right? So our body is a building. Our body is made up of so many things, but the smallest thing it is made up of is a cell. right? And that is what we are going to study today, as cell is called as the fundamental, the smallest, the structural unit of life, and why it is called as such is what we are going to study today. Everyone understood? How many of you guys have actually completed the cell in your classes, and how many of you understood it in a perfect manner? Give me a thumbs up. So what actually the thing is that our cell, bacha, we are just like the building. Our body is we are an organism. We are made up of organ systems. Organ systems are made up of organs. Organs are made up of tissues. Tissues are made up of cells. Now, what are cells made of? So many things. But in a whole unit, cells in itself is the smallest structural and fundamental unit of life. We'll study about this. Right? So, just like a brick has a very vital role in making a building, in supporting a building, just like that, our cell has a very vital role in supporting our organ systems and us as an organisms, right? Understood? Give me a thumbs up so that we can finally start and move ahead with the very first topic. Okay, now actually what is cells, right? Cells are, I have said again and again, cells are the basic structural and fundamental unit of life, as in very basic language. What are this? This is a smallest unit, but it is a smallest biological unit. Ma'am, a brick is also a smallest unit and a cell is also a smallest unit. What is the difference? Brick is not the biological unit. Okay, brick does not make energy. Cells make energy. Cells eat food. Brick does not eat food. Cells need oxygen. Brick does not need oxygen. Okay, so cells are the smallest biological unit and they make up us. They make all our living organisms function and run and jump and sleep. Okay, that is what our cells do. Yes, bacha? Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs up if everyone is clear with the basic concept of cell. And today we are going to study about the cell. What is it made up of? What is its function? What are different things it helps us do? And some of the basic structures inside the cell as well. Done? Can we start? Give me a heart, give me a thumbs up. Very good. Everyone, fast. Okay, great. Now, starting with the very first, let's understand about the history of where things came. Whenever you introduce yourself, you're like, my name is this. I am this years old maybe, my birthplace was this. So that's your history. Let's study about the cell's history. How it was discovered, what is the theory behind it. Remember, we studied the word theory in the first chapter, entering the world into secondary science. Theory means everything included in one package. That is theory. What happened, why happened, what are the symptoms, what are the causes, what are the effects, everything, their reason, their everything is incorporated in the word theory. Okay, great. Now, first, let's come together everyone and bow down to these people, because these are the ones that gave us cell theory and these are the ones because of whom we have to give an exam and write about cell. Okay, now first Robert Hooke came, and he came in 1665, 1600, today is 2026, oh shit, 1665, right? Now Robert Hooke came and hooked us to the cell, right? So he was the first person who first observed cells. He took a bark of a tree, he took the bark of the tree and the first layer of that bark, that is the cork, and he put it under the microscope and he saw there are like small block-like structures. He saw like this, a small block-like structures with which the whole cork was made up of, like this, the structures, right? So what are these called? He coined the term cell. That means this smallest unit, this smallest square, this one square is cell. And all these are corks, cell of cork, cells of cork. Right, so this is what Robert Hooke gave us. Then after 1674, after almost 9 years, Antonio van Leeuwenhoek came. Antonio van Leeuwenhoek G came, right? And he said that, hey Robert, the one you said, cork, it is dead. The branch of the tree, the outermost cork, the branch, that is dead, that is not the living part. So you are teaching us something that is dead. Let me show you how you discover cell. So he discovered the first living cell. Who discovered the first living cell? Antonio van Leeuwenhoek. Done. And from the L of Antonio van Leeuwenhoek, you can remember that this perfect guy discovered the living cell, discovered the first living cell. Understood everyone? Understood everyone? Okay. Hi, Jugal Rathore. Understood? Who came? Jugal Rathore. First, Robert Hooke discovered the term cell, discovered cell. Then Antonio van Leeuwenhoek discovered the first living cell. Okay, Jugal saw we are studying biology and he left. He was like, I'm not saying hi to this biology. Hey. Okay, now we have so many Roberts in here. Now after almost 200 years, bacha, almost 200 years, another scientist came, that is Robert Brown. Now till here we were studying about the discovery. Okay, these two discovered the term cell. Discovered the term cell. Now from 1831 we are entering into cell theory. Okay, we are entering into cell theory. So first in 1831, Robert, that was Hooke, this is Brown. Robert Brown ji came and he said that, okay, you have cell and you said that it is the smallest unit, but let me tell you something, it's a secret, come here. He told that inside the cell we have nucleus. Inside the cell we have a thing, we have a structure called nucleus, and nucleus is the brain of the cell. Just like our head has the brain, just like our body has the brain and it controls everything, similar to that, a cell, the small chotu cell that is inside our body, also has its own brain, and that brain is called nucleus. Then we will study all about nucleus, don't worry. Okay, and then after almost 7 years, who came? Matthias Schleiden and Theodor Schwann. Done. These two scientists came and Schleiden said, okay, do you know that we said cell is the smallest unit. Now do you know all the plants on this earth are made up of cells. Everything, all the plants. Jugal is saying, I got 76 out of 80 in class 8 in science. That's great, Jugal. That's great. Where did you study from? How did you study? You self-taught yourself, you went to coaching, or you studied from some YouTube channel? That's great, very good. I'm so proud of you. Let's just focus on science, on 9th now, right? You're in 9th class. So, Jugal, Schleiden came and Theodor Schwann came. Schleiden ji said that all the plants are made up of cells. And Theodor Schwann said that all the animals are made up of cells. Done. So they said, so basically both of these said that everything on this planet, from cells, from plants to living organisms to animals, everyone is made up of cells. Sikandrabad, that is where you're from, Jugal. Sikandrabad, it's in which state, Jugal? Sikandrabad, I've heard it before. That is, am I pronouncing it right? Is it a place or is it something else? So sorry for that. Okay. Then, after again almost 15 years, Rudolf Virchow came. Rudolf Virchow was like, I'll show you something that you can't understand. He said, omne cellula e cellula. What does that mean? Omnicellula, e cellula. He said that every cell is made up of a pre-existing cell. You know, when you were in your mother's womb, you won't have these many cells as you have now. You was this little, right? So your cells keep on dividing and it grew into lots of cells. And before that, you just had one cell. And that one cell came from your mother's cell. And your mother had this smell when she was in her grandmother's womb, So she got her cell from her grandmother. your grandmother, then your grandmother got her cell from your great grandmother, then great great grandmother, great 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 grandmother. Telangana, India. Okay, that's great. Welcome Jugal, welcome to Deeksha Vedantu. I hope you have subscribed the channel because we are coming live every day. We will talk about everything, Jugal. Okay, from science to math to SST. If you want, I won't have all the answers, but we will talk. Okay, and everything you want to talk about in between. Don't worry. Done. Okay, so this was the complete history. This is the whole how the cell got discovered and what is the cell theory. Okay, yes Farhan, I will share the PPT notes. They will be in the link in the description. After this live, you can get these PPT. Okay, the PDF you can get. Okay, next we have, now after this whole cell got discovered, we are trying to do a question. These are the questions they can ask you in your exam. Okay, now you've studied, right? The last slide, don't go back. Answer me this question. Which of the following scientists extended cell theory? Robert Brown, Robert Hooke, Antonio van Leeuwenhoek, or Rudolf Virchow? Let me know first, which of the following scientists extended cell theory? We know that Schleiden and Schwann told that all the planets, all the plants and animals are made up of cells. Then who said omnis cellula is cellula, that every cell is made up of pre-existing cell? Who said that? Which scientist said that? Come on. Shabash, Rudolf Virchow. Sulam is saying Rudolf Virchow. Anyone else? D. Farhan is saying D. Very good. Anyone else? No good study. Only 6 students. That doesn't mean no good study. Huh? Okay, we have 2 very good answers, Jugal. That is D, and all of you, 2 of you are correct. Rudolf Virchow is the person who came, is the scientist. Rudolf Virchow ji came and he said that all the cell arises from pre-existing cells. And we learned from this question that he extended cell theory. Cell theory was already given by Schleiden and Schwann. He just extended it, saying that all cells are made up of pre-existing cells. Now you will do that in your exam, right? Okay, moving on, next thing we have is classifications of organisms, right, based on cell composition, right? Thank you, Sayaji. How are you? First of all, I've seen you. I've not seen you before. How are you all? Okay, now studying about, just give me 1 second. I have recorded one shot for you guys and I have to tell them if it's good or not. Just a minute. Okay, yes. Okay, thank you, Sayaji. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Please tell me how to pronounce it. Okay, now moving on to classification of organisms. Whoever people are new to the channel, please subscribe the channel. We are coming live every day and we will be coming live till the end of time. Okay, when you have passed class 9th or 10th, still we will be coming live. Now we have 2 kinds of organisms. We have 2 kinds of organisms, that are unicellular and multicellular. Now what does that mean? Beta, there are some organisms that are so poor. Okay, they are so poor that they are unicellular. That means, see, I have so many cells in my body, you have so many cells in your body, and every other person have so many cells in their body. But in unicellular organisms, we have only one cell. They have only one cell, and they are just functioning. That one cell is doing everything: excretion, eating, energy making, energy giving, everything. Okay, Varsha Rani. Okay, hi Varsha Rani, hi. Let me read your name. Akanshi, sorry. Hi Akanshi, how are you, Akanshi? I am asking everyone, how are your summer vacations going, right? Because it's 3 June and you all are watching my live. That means you are good students, but still Are you like jeopardizing your vacations for life? 1 hour in a day is fine, but do enjoy your summer vacations as well. Okay? Okay. Now, so we have unicellular organisms, they have only one cell. So beta, all the bacterias come under unicellular organisms. Solam is saying, ma'am, will you complete the whole lesson today? Beta, we will try to complete the whole lesson today. But the point is, why do you want to complete the whole lesson today? Huh? It's just class 9th. We'll go slowly, we'll understand it in a better way. Okay? Okay, great Akanshi, great. Done. We will complete the whole syllabus in the time before even your half yearly begins. Okay. So today we will try, but I'm not hushing. Okay. I'm not hushing through it that I have to complete and we'll miss some concepts. We'll miss the depth of concepts. Okay. Okay. Aksa. Hi Aksa. How are you? Okay. Okay. Now, the one thing is we'll study everything in a very deep way that you will enjoy. Are you enjoying or not? Everyone. Okay. I know you have to study. Maybe you won't choose to study cell if you just see the enjoyment, but let's do it if we have to with enjoyment. Okay. Okay. So unicellular organisms done. So all the bacteria come under unicellular organisms, right? Then we have multicellular organisms. Multicellular organisms, beta, they are made up of multi-cells. That means so many cells. There are so many cells they are made up of. That means me, that means you, that means your parents, my parents, brother, sister. Maybe our brothers, sisters just have one cell because my brother only have one brain cell. I don't know about yours. Okay? Ma'am, tomorrow at what time you will leave? Tomorrow, beta, we have live for maths, I guess. Okay, so we are taking all the subjects. Okay, math, SST, science, English. So we will cover everything on this channel. So make sure you subscribe this channel. Okay, thoda sa promotion, thoda sa. Okay, okay. Hello friends. Ahmed is saying hello friends to everyone. Friends, Ahmed's friends, please say hello to him. Okay, so we are done with unicellular organisms, multicellular organisms. What are the examples of unicellular organisms, bacha? All the bacteria that comes under amoeba is also a bacteria. All the bacterias, yeast, paramecium, all those are unicellular. Multicellular, all the animals, all the plants come under multicellular organisms. Ma'am, neem leaves, multicellular organisms. Ma'am, flowers, multicellular organisms. Plants, multicellular organisms. My food, multicellular organisms. But yeast, unicellular. Bacteria, unicellular. Amoeba, unicellular. Paramecium, unicellular. Okay, okay, Niranjan. Great. Hi, Chitranjan. How are you, Chitranjan? Okay, now, Chitranjan, we are going to study cell shape. Now, my shape is very different from you. Your shape is very different from me. By shape, I means your, that is, how do I say? Someone is fat, someone is long, someone is thin, someone is short. Your friends who you make fun of, who I make fun of, and some people make fun of me as well because I'm short. Not that short as actually. Okay. So, anyways, leaving all our insecurities behind, cell also comes in so many shapes. Okay, some cells are elongated, that is our muscles. These muscle cells, they are elongated, they are not the cells in our muscles, they are elongated. Okay, the fat cell, that is this is round cell, that is fat. Right, these are blood cells that comes in ring shape or circular shape. This is bone cells, it has branching coming out of it. Okay, Sayaji is saying yep, hi, okay, same. Okay, fungi, yes, Farhan, great. Okay, you were giving the example of that multicellular and unicellular. Yes, Farhan, great. Okay, your name is Chaitra. Hi Chaitra, how are you? Okay, done. Then we have nerve cell. Nerve cell like starts from here behind your neck and goes till your tailbone or something, right? Matlab, your tailbone goes to, and in that you have so many nerve cells. In your brain you have so many nerve cells, and those are elongated. right? And you can remember your backbone is elongated, so your nerve cell is also elongated, right? And then we have sperm cells, these are jiggly, and we have ovum that is found in the female body, and that is round in shape. This sperm is found in the male body, right? Okay, done. Now these are all the shapes, so you can write that cell comes in all the shapes: ring shape, fat cells, smooth muscle cells, blood cells, bone cell, nerve cell, ovum cell, sperm cell, right? Now, and you have studied all things, can you tell me, I have a question for you, I have answer for that also. Can you tell me which is the, not smallest, which is the largest cell we found on this planet? Which is the, me, Varshini ma'am. Yes, Varshini, I remember you. No, not Varshini, sorry. Varshini was my roommate's name, I'm so sorry. Varsha Rani, yes, Varsha Rani. Okay, now, tell me, which is the largest cell found on Earth? What is the largest cell found on Earth? And if you know, if you're a smart person like me, if you know, what is the smallest cell as well? See, there is a difference between largest cell and longest cell, right? If we talk about human body, ovum cell is the largest cell. That means its diameter is big. But nerve cell is the longest cell. That means it is long, it is stretched. Just like that. Ostrich egg. Very good. Everyone is correct. Farhan, Solam, Varsharani, no. Sorry, Niranjan. Yes, Chetra. Okay, Chetra, Farhan, Solam, all correct answer. That is ostrich egg. So largest living cell in the world is actually ostrich egg. Done. Now what is the smallest cell? You know, the answer is right. But what is it? Mycoplasma genitalium. What is the name? Say it with me. I know you are maybe not saying it with me, but try to remember. In bio, you know, remembering the names is difficult part, right? So mycoplasma genitalium. Mycoplasma genitalium is the name. Understood? So largest cell is ostrich, we remember that. But what is the smallest cell? Now when I call about smallest cell, we are talking about smallest living cell. Okay, we are talking about smallest living cell. This you don't forget. The smallest living cell is mycoplasma genitalium. The largest living cell is actually ostrich egg. Done, everyone? Done? Okay, let's move on to the next thing that we have. Oof, mummy, how many of you are at your nani's house in the vacation? So I can't tell you, nani yaad aa jayegi. That was a dad joke, sorry for that. So this is where things get a little bit interesting. Things get a little bit hard. Okay, there are components of cell. Now we talked about that cell is the smallest biological unit, ma'am, but there are so many things inside the cell as well, right? But beta, all those things exist inside the cell, but cell in itself is complete, right? This plasma membrane is what makes the cell. Without this plasma membrane, cell can't exist, right? That is the fundamental unit. Okay, I am made up of arms, legs, my head, but if you talk about my head alone, that makes no sense, right? That makes no sense. Done. So that's how the cell is. Cell is a fundamental unit and it is made up of so many small things that are called cell organelles, that are called nucleus, that is called plasma membrane, that is called cell wall. Okay, and we are going to study all of them, right? And ma'am, how will I remember this? Beta dekho, one thing is practice. You have to practice. There is no alternative to practice. And I used to say a lot of the time that I was very lazy. So I used to say, Dad, I'll just do smart work. I don't have to do the hard work. But there is one thing that you have to remember. You can do smart work only after doing the hard work. You have to do the hard work. Everyone has to do their share of hard work. And then you will discover, oh shit, I could have done it like this as well. That is the smart work. But you will discover that by doing hard work. Okay, hi Naveen, how are you? Done. So now is the time to work hard. Whenever boards come, whenever paper come, whenever tests come, we'll do the smart work. Then who will tell us how to do smart work? I will. But I will not tell you right now. Right now is the time to do hard work. Okay? Now, starting with the cell. The cell, beta, we have, I didn't get an extra slide. Okay. So, see, this is the, yeah. Okay? Now, let's say this is a cell. Okay? This is a cell. Now, the cell, beta, the first thing you'll study about cell is the boundary. Like when you see me, what do you see? You see flesh, you see skin, you don't see bones, you don't see muscles, right? What do you see? You see my outer covering, right? My outer covering, and this is the cell's outer covering. That is plasma membrane. What is it? Plasma membrane or cell membrane. What is it written? Outermost covering of cell. We'll study about plasma membrane. What is plasma membrane, beta? It is the outermost covering of cell. It permits the entry and exit of material. It permits the entry and exit of material. Now, you know, if your home or your school, any building has this boundary, and it has a guard, and it sees your ID card, it sees your not driving license, but ID card to let you inside the school, to let you be inside the college. When we were in college, right, we were entering into the college, there was always a guard, show us your ID card. And whenever we forgot our ID cards, we used to do so many totally. Okay, hi Aru. So plasma membrane is the guard of the cell. He is standing as like, show me your ID card. Show me your ID card. And if the food is there, if the oxygen is there, then the plasma membrane says, okay, I have given admission to food or oxygen. I will let you in. Okay. So it is selecting what it is letting in inside the cell. Right? So, if this is my cell, the guard is this membrane is our plasma membrane. It is the boundary layer that encloses every cell. Then, it controls what enters and exits the cell, acting like a security guard. Done? Understood? Everyone give me a thumbs up. You've all seen guards, right? So, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs up. Done? Now, what is this plasma membrane made up of, right? Let's dive deep into biology. Now, beta, this membrane actually, this is basic diagram of membrane. We studied the model, right? This is the model of the membrane, or this also is the model of the membrane. Solam is saying selectively permeable. Yes, I'll tell you just in a moment. Okay. Now, this is what your plasma membrane looks like under the very good microscope. Okay. Now it consists of beta lipids. What is a lipids? I'll tell you. Lipids and proteins. Lipids and proteins. Now we know what protein is. Our body needs protein. So we keep eating protein powders or paneer or whatever you eat for proteins. But our body needs proteins. And just like that, our cells also need proteins. Okay, to function, to be healthy. Now, this plasma membrane is made up of lipids and proteins. What are lipids? Lipids are fats and hormones. So, all your hormones, all your cranky stuff, all your hormones are stored on your plasma membrane. For now, you can understand that. There's a deep dive into hormones, but right now you are not studying MBBS. Okay, so we'll stay with lipids and proteins. Lipids are what? It synthesizes fats and hormones, and we have protein on this plasma membrane as well, right? So this is various types of protein. You can see this is various types of protein, and we have lipid as well. Now it's a bilayer on the upside of the plasma membrane as well, on the downside of the plasma membrane as well. We have a layer of lipids. Okay, those are fats and hormones. Then lipids are, these are fats and hormones. Done. Now basically this specially lipid is present, that is phospholipid. Just remember it. We'll see in the questions if they ask us. Okay. Now it is called plasma membrane or cell membrane. Two names for the same structure. Now a very important part that Solam said is selectively permeable. That means beta, it is selecting suitable amount of thing, that is oxygen, okay, come in, the food, okay, come in. But if anything that comes, like water comes, but your cell doesn't need water at this point, okay, it is full, or it doesn't need food at this point, it is full, and you keep on eating because the pizza was so sweet, not sweet, pizza was so tasty, but your cell doesn't need it anymore. So it's like, no, I don't need it anymore. Your taste buds need it, but I don't, right? So then at that moment the plasma membrane will say, no, I will not let you enter now. Okay, just like the guard does not let you enter after a certain amount of time, also plasma membrane does not let that stuff enter. So it is selecting a particular stuff to enter, and it is not selecting the other stuff to enter, right? That is why it is called selectively permeable membrane. Done? That is why this is called selectively permeable membrane. This is membrane. Okay, done. We are done with plasma membrane. So we studied about the guard of our cell. Done? Okay. Then hi Tejasvi, how are you? Now moving back. Okay, now we studied about plasma membrane. Now there is one more thing that is very special in plants, but animals, you and me, not you, well, your mom or your teacher calls you animal, but actually scientifically we are animals, right? Actually scientifically we are animals, right? So not animals, but in plants we have cell walls. Plants said that, bro, we need extra protection. We stand, you have these houses over you, you have shelter, we don't, we get sunlight. That's not the actual reason, but to understand, okay? So plants say that I need an extra protection. So God, not God, the universe said that, okay, I'll give you another protection, that is cell wall. Now remember, this was plasma, right? This is a plasma membrane, right? Now outside this plasma membrane, this universe said that, okay, let me give you another protection. I will give you one more wall out there, and that is your cell wall. One more wall out there, something like this, and that is your cell wall. It is only present in plant cells. Understood? Tejasvi, what part you didn't get, Tejasvi? Let me know, I'll explain you again. Let me know which part you didn't get. I will explain again. Okay. Then ma'am, please. Yes, Tejasvi, I am listening to you. Tell me. I am listening to you. Tell me. Okay. Then you tell me, then I'll let you know. Now, cell wall, beta. Cell wall is the outermost covering of plasma membrane. Okay, let me just complete cell wall. I'll come back to plasma membrane. Okay, for now, understand that plasma membrane is like a security guard. It sees what can enter into your cell, what can go out of the cell, right? That is the work of plasma membrane. I'll come back to you just after explaining cell wall. Okay. Now, first of all, and very important thing is, cell wall is dead. It is dead, and it is very rigid, that I won't move. It's not flexible. It cannot stretch. It cannot become short. It is non-living. It is dead part of the cell. It is the dead part of the cell. Then ma'am, what's its use? To provide protection against outer things, right? And this is the outer covering of the plasma membrane. Remember, this was your cell. This was your cell. This is your plasma membrane. And inside you have lots of stuff. Okay, we'll study about that. Inside you have lots of stuff. But outside this plasma membrane, we have this another wall, another protection, and this is called cell wall. This is called cell wall. The inner wall, that is plasma membrane, or also call it cell membrane. Right? Now, it is dead. It is not the living part of the cell. It is the outer covering of the plasma membrane, and it provides shape to the cell. It's only in plant cell. Yes. Sick cloth. What is this name? Okay, yes, plants, it is only present in the plant cell. It gives a definite shape. Very good, Teachasvi, very good. Very good, Sikloth. Then, now, in which things, in which plants it is present? In plants, we call it cellulose. We have studied about cellulose in plants, right? So, cellulose is the cell wall of plants. In bacteria, it is called peptidoglycan. In bacteria, it is called peptidoglycan. Okay, then in fungi we have chitin. In fungi we have chitin. Done. Then in animals beta we don't have walls. Yes, advocate, whatever. You are, okay, I'm not going to fall on your level, but whatever. Done. Yes, spammer. Okay, done. We are done with cell walls. Now for Tejas, let me go back to plasma membrane. Now Tejas, you have a guard, right? Every college, every school has a guard. They see your ID card and then they let you in. So plasma membrane is like a guard. It selects whatever our cell needs and then let it enter into our cell. Done. That is why it is called selectively permeable membrane. Then it controls what can enter and what can exit in our cell, right? It acts like a security guard. So it basically is the boundary. Now we talk about what it is made up of, right? It is made up of lipids and proteins. Lipids are what? Lipids are fats and hormones. They synthesize fats and hormones, and proteins are proteins. You will study a bit deep into proteins, but for now, the plasma membrane consists of, see, these are lipids, and these whole structure, different kinds of proteins we also have in plasma membrane. Okay, it is also called cell membrane, and it is inside the cell wall in the plant cell. Done. So we are done with plasma membrane and we are done with cell wall. Everyone done? Okay, now moving on to nucleus. Wait, after that we have some other things as well. Cell wall, yes. Now remember, yes. Yeah, advocate, ask your doubt. It's going to be something pathetic anyway. Okay. Now, plasma membrane, bacha, it lets our stuff enter or exit. Okay. Now, wait a minute. Why is this? Yeah, done. Now, plasma membrane lets the stuff enter or exit the cell. Yes, the nucleus is the brain of the cell. We'll study about that. But first, before reaching to the brain, our brain decides. But we eat, right? And what we eat, how we eat, all that stuff is there. Right? So similarly for cells, we have transport mechanisms. Transport mechanisms means we studied that plasma membrane lets the stuff enter into the cell and exit the cell. But how does that actually happen? What? We have two types of transport system. First is passive transport and second is active transport. Just like in English, we used to have passive sentences and active sentences, right? Similarly, beta, we have in biology, we have passive transport and active transport. Done. Now, in passive transport, bacha, the object, let's say water or food or oxygen, the substance, we call all these substance, right? The substances, they go from high concentration to low concentration. Okay, let me open this and I'll explain it to you here. Just give me a second. Contains DNA in the form of chromatin. Yes, I know you all know about nucleus, but if you have the guts, or I won't say guts, but if you can explain me about the passive and active transport. I know you all know about nucleus. I know everyone know about nucleus, but tell me about the active and passive transport. Okay. Now, bacha, we have this thing. Okay. See, this is yes. We have this cell. Okay. Let's say this is any cell. Now, there is some stuff here, some stuff here, some stuff here, some stuff here. Now, there can be two things, okay? There can be two things. These are all the stuff, right? And of course, a cell in itself is also has something in it, right? Then let's say this is that substance. Now in passive transport ways, what happens, ma'am, where does these type of transport takes place? In the cell, bacha. We said na, plasma membrane lets the stuff enter, let the substances go out, it enters and exits, right? Similar to that is what we are learning, how this is called transport, entry and exit of stuff, it's called transport. So it is happening inside and outside the cell only, okay? Now everyone who was telling about nucleus, tell me about the transport. Tell me about the transport systems from high to low. Very good, Tejasvi, very good. So passive transport, bachcha, passive transport. Passive transport. Passive transport means that substances go from high concentration to low. So in here, what will happen? The substance will go inside or outside? Tell me fast. The substance, will it go inside the cell? This is cell. Will it go inside the cell or outside the cell? It goes from high to low. Will it go from outside? And in passive substance, move from high concentration to low concentration, and in active substances move from low to high. And active is ATP because substances are big. That is sick cloth. Very good, very good. Great. All of you, very good. Now let me know in this, is it going inside the cell or outside the cell? Ma'am, is it also called as the osmosis? See, it is called osmosis, but osmosis is a special case. We will study about that. Okay, Chaitra, right? I understand you are so eager to learn all these things. I can see that in you. Okay? What are you asking, Chittaranjan? Okay. So in this, the substances, yes, sick cloth, inside. Okay, you wrote inside. Sorry, my bad. So in this, substances are going from outside of the cell to the inside. Outside to inside, outside to inside. So all of these will come inside. All of these will come inside. They will come inside. They will come inside. So, oops. So this is passive transport, right? Yes, water movement in osmosis. Water is known as water. Amadya, Anya, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but better we teach English in here, right? Because you have to write your exams in English, right? And it's better, okay? Done? Okay. We will Anidya, don't worry. If you have any doubt, if you want to explain, if you want me to explain anything in Hindi, let me know, I'll explain that part, but majorly we teach in English only, okay? Okay, now talk about active transport. Now we studied about passive transport. What happens in active transport? As sick cloth said, right? Active transport. So now plasma membrane says that, okay, basically in passive transport, the high concentration goes to low concentration. The substance go from high concentration to low concentration. But in active transport, it's just the reverse of that. In active transport is the reverse of passive transport. So I have lots of stuff again in here. Lots of stuff. But I have small stuff inside the cell. So what will happen now? What I said, in active transport, substances go from low concentration to high concentration. That means now the substance will go inside or outside. No worry, Ahmadanya. Okay, I'll call you that. No. Don't classify it as osmosis right now. No. That is where we are lagging. Do not classify this as osmosis right now. Right? This is not osmosis. We are talking about substances. Yes, yes, sick cloth. Yes, outside. Very good. So now the substances will go outside. All these substances will go outside because the amount is less, that is low concentration, and here the amount is high. This is low concentration and this is high concentration, right? High concentration. So substances will go from inside of the cell to the outside. Inside of the cell to the outside. All these will go outside and this is called active transport. Done? Right? Yes, yes, we'll talk about diffusion. Tejasvi, wait, 2 minutes. Okay. Okay. Now let's go back to our PPT. Wait. Yes. Now let's just quickly see the difference between these. As Sickloth has told us, transportation of substance from the low concentration to high concentration without using energy. Without using energy is not the correct part, beta. Okay? Shinchan is here. Pagal hai, pagal ko, pagal kar de. Okay? Done? Okay. Now passive transport, it goes from high concentration to low concentration. Done? We studied about that. And active transport is the reverse. It goes from low concentration to high concentration. Done? Then in passive transport, beta, when we saw in passive transport here, in passive transport it is simply going from very high to low. So whenever you have seen, you have a balloon and there is so much air in the balloon, and outside the air is so much but the space is too much outside, right? So in that small space air is less, inside the balloon air is more. So what will happen? All the air in the balloon will come out. It is going from high concentration to low concentration of air. So it does not need energy. We don't need energy to pitch a balloon, right? Similarly in here, passive transport, the stuff is going from high concentration to low, so it does not need any energy. But on the other hand, if you want to inflate a balloon, you have to put so much energy, you have to put so much air in it, right? It takes a lot of your energy, so that means you have to use energy to inflate a balloon, right? That means from lower to higher concentration, there is already so much stuff here and more stuff wants to come. So they said, no, we don't have space, go out. So it's like, no, I will come. So it is using its energy to go into the higher concentration, right? So it uses energy. It uses ATP. ATP is energy, bacha. ATP is energy. We will study about that as well. Okay? Ma'am, can you give a definition to remember? Yes. Wait. Done? So, beta, definition is simply for passive transport. Basically, they won't ask you much definition about passive and active transport. They'll ask you the definitions of diffusion and osmosis, mostly. So, for passive and active, you can simply write that the substances which move from higher to low concentration is called passive transport, and the substances when they move from low to high concentration is called active transport. In passive transport, there is no energy used. In active transport, we use energy. Done? And then in passive transport, there is slow movement. Okay, there is slow movement. In active transport, it is rapid movement because you have to go into the high concentration. If you wait, they'll no, we are not letting you come. So it's like high energy, high rapid movement is needed, right? And slow movement is slowly you go out. Okay? Then molecules in passive transport, only small molecules are transported, right? Only small molecules go from high concentration to low concentration. Okay, that is passive transport. In active transport, large molecules can also travel. Okay, large molecules are transported in active transport. Everyone understood active transport and passive transport? Everyone, if you are done with asking each other's address and friends, what about passive and active transport? Are you done? What is this, Shinshan? So many emojis, not emojis, whatever these are. Okay, done? Now moving on to a very important topic, that is passive transport. Done? Yes, very good. Solam, Sickloth, very good. Now, we have two main topics in passive transport. Passive transport was what? Passive transport was high concentration, the movement of substances from high concentration to low concentration, right? So this is diffusion, and the other name is osmosis. Now beta, we just have to remember one thing for diffusion and osmosis, right? Now in both diffusion and osmosis, particles are going from higher concentration to lower concentration, right? That is it. Now let's see. Okay, so now we have this cell, okay, and we have so many concentrations again. So this is high concentration, and your food comes. You have eaten pizza, okay, this pizza is coming and there are so many toppings on it. Pizza is coming and it knocks on the door and plasma membrane comes. Yes, what do you want? Pizza is like, I want to enter into the cell. It's like, okay, but then plasma membrane thinks, okay, I don't have any pizza in my cell. Should I take it in? And plasma membrane says, yes, I also like pizza. So let's take it in. So the concentration of pizza is way much here and it is small here. Let's say for now. So what it will do? High concentration to low concentration. The pizza will come in. The food will come in. Right, and now let's say oxygen comes. Now my cell needs oxygen, so there are particles of oxygen that came, and there are two particles. So plasma membrane is like, yes, you can also enter. So you enter, oxygen also entered. So this is called diffusion. Understood, everyone? This is called diffusion. Whenever the substances are traveling from higher concentration to lower concentration, it is called diffusion. Then ma'am, this is passive transport also. What is the difference between diffusion and there was one more word, osmosis? Now comes the difference. Now again I have one more cell and now water molecules come. There are so many water molecules and it comes, and then plasma membrane says, of course, I need water, right? I need water inside my cell because I don't have much water. So it comes that, okay, let me take the water in. So high concentration to low concentration. So water goes in. This is H2O. Now is this diffusion or not? Ma'am, this is same. High concentration to low concentration. This is diffusion. This is the difference. Whenever any substance came, solid, liquid, gas, and whenever it goes from high concentration to low concentration, it is called diffusion. But whenever water comes and it goes from high concentration to low concentration, it is called osmosis. Right? Yes, osmosis occurs only in H2O. Very good, sick cloth. So this is osmosis, bacha. This is osmosis. But there is one more condition, everyone. This will complete osmosis and will end our live here today. Okay, everyone? And we'll continue in the next live session. Done? What was my question? I forgot. Yes. There was one more condition for osmosis. Let me know. Fast. What is the one more condition for osmosis? Okay, I have one more question then. Until then, you tell. This is again a cell, and this is water. This is water on this side of the cell. So much water, and a little water. Now here also, this is passive transport. The water will go from high concentration to low concentration, So is it osmosis or not? Can I call it osmosis or not? And if not, then why am I calling this one osmosis and this one not? Yes. Tejasvi, who are you asking? Yes, wait. Yes, what is the one more condition for osmosis? I'll wait for 10 more seconds, okay? Okay. For what? I don't understand if you guys are talking to me or if you guys are talking to each another. Okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because it takes inside the cell. Yes, the reasoning is correct, but we call it a name. Osmosis should cross membrane. Very good, Sikloth. Did you find it somewhere? Did you go and check it somewhere? Okay, anyways, if you did as well, then that's good as well, because it takes energy to do that. Next live class will be beta, it will be on Saturday. Tomorrow also we have live. Tomorrow there is a maths live, and then SST live, and then again science live. Okay? Take it slow for now. You have summer vacations, enjoy it a little bit. Okay? Now, okay, let's complete osmosis fatafat and then we'll do. Now, beta, if your substance is crossing this membrane, that is your selectively permeable membrane. If your substance is crossing a selectively permeable membrane, then it is called osmosis. But here, see here, water is crossing this plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is a selectively permeable membrane. Then that's fine. So this is called osmosis. But see here, there is no membrane here. There is no plasma membrane. There is no, this is look like XPM. What is XPM? No plasma membrane, right? So it will not be osmosis. It will not be osmosis because it is not crossing plasma membrane, selectively permeable membrane. I was recalling. Okay, Sikla, that is good. Okay, I didn't say you are cheating. I just say you can go and look for somewhere. That is also good because you have this curiosity. Okay, so the difference between diffusion and osmosis, bacha, diffusion can occur in any solid gas, oxygen, food, any other kind of liquid, but it can only occur in water or solvent. You will study about solvent in chemistry. Okay, in some days the one shot will be out for chemistry as well, so look out for that. Okay, subscribe the channel, go fatafat, like the session everyone. Okay, now it done. This is only solid liquid gas. This is all solid liquid gas. This is only water. Okay, may or may not cross a membrane. Here in that part, see here we are crossing the membrane, right? Here we are crossing the membrane, but it's not water, so it's diffusion, it's oxygen, it's food. And here we are not crossing a membrane, and still this is called diffusion. And not osmosis. Diffusion. Okay, so that is the main difference. So it may or may not cross a membrane. It must cross a selectively permeable membrane. Done. Then we have O2 entering a cell. Example, CO2 exiting the cell. Okay, water moving into a hypertonic solution. Hypertonic solution is an example, is a part of exosmosis, endoosmosis, that we will study in the next live session. Okay, bacha, that is it for this live. We studied about cell, right? We studied about cell wall, we studied about cell membrane, and we studied different kinds of transport system. Okay, now until next live, I want you to revise all this. Okay, I want you to revise the cell wall, what plant cell wall is made up of, what animal cell wall is made up of, or not, or bacteria cell wall is made up of, fungi cell wall is made up of, in hypertonic solution cell strings. Yes, Sikloth, very good. Okay, so you can also revise. Okay, and we'll do some questions as well. Done, don't worry. Now we did plasma membrane, different kind of transport systems, active transport, passive transport, and inside passive transport we did diffusion and osmosis, and from next we'll do osmosis. Okay, different kind of osmosis, hypertonic, hypoionic, and isotonic solutions and all that stuff. Okay, then nucleus, DNA, ribosomes, chloroplast, plastids, we do all of these things. And just like you studied today, you enjoyed studying today? Give me a like if you enjoyed studying today. Like the session if you enjoy studying today, and just like that you will enjoy in the next live session as well. This is my word, your Aditi Mam's word. Okay, I'll see you in the next session everyone. Tata, bye bye. Bye 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 bye.